Have you ever gotten on a bus and immediately started doubting the driver? Asking questions, checking the map, insisting on taking the wheel yourself? Of course not. You sit, you trust. You let the bus carry you, even if you don't consciously think about it, because what if the ride itself already knows the way? So why is it so hard to do the same in life? Why do we grip the steering wheel of our own existence so tightly, anxious about every turn, every stop, every red light, as if the journey depended entirely on us? That tension you feel in your chest, the small knot in your stomach, the endless mental chatter of what ifs, that is the cost of trying to drive a bus you were never meant to steer. Imagine letting go just enough to notice what unfolds. And here's the question that changes everything. What if every unexpected turn, every detour, every stop carries something meant for you? What would it feel like to stop forcing, stop steering, and simply let the miracles already waiting begin to appear? Even imagining it begins to reveal something subtle. The journey is already moving you, whether the mind believes it or not. Every twist, every pause, every unplanned moment has its place, its reason, its hidden gift. The journey is carrying you, whether you hold on or not. By the end of this video, you will see how to let go without losing yourself, how to stop controlling and start noticing, and how simply trusting the ride can open the doors to the wonders that have always been here. And as the bus continues, notice the rhythm of the road, the shifts of scenery, the small, almost imperceptible guidance that has been carrying you all along. The ride is unfolding quietly, perfectly, whether you insist on gripping the wheel or not. Sometimes the smallest shift brings the largest freedom. Life does not demand your steering. The bus moves. The path emerges. The destinations reveal themselves in ways your mind cannot map, yet the heart can recognize. Here is the subtle invitation. Witness the journey without interference. Follow the turns you cannot predict. Trust the intelligence that is already moving through every stop, every detour, every unseen moment. Even surrender has its own rhythm. The ride is already yours. You are already on it. And if you allow yourself to notice, to see the quiet order behind the seeming chaos, the journey itself begins to show you the freedom you have been searching for. Take a moment and notice your hands. Are they gripping an invisible wheel, bracing for turns you cannot predict? Are your shoulders tight, your chest restricted, your thoughts spinning, imagining every worst-case scenario? That is the illusion of control, the belief that life only moves forward if you orchestrate every step. But what if control is the very thing holding you back? Control feels like strength, but in reality, it is tension, restriction, a quiet imprisonment. The more you cling, the smaller you become. Every plan, every push, every what if keeps you bound to outcomes that are never fully yours to dictate. Have you felt that frustration? The exhaustion of trying to hold a river in your hands, imagining that its course must bend to your will. Even loosening your grip slightly creates space for freedom. And yet, what would happen if you soften your shoulders, release the tension in your chest, and let yourself feel what it might be like to ride the current instead of trying to steer it? Even the smallest shift, the tiniest moment of letting go, begins to open a space within you. Clarity often arrives when the mind stops interfering. The first gift appears, freedom. A small but undeniable freedom, the kind that shows itself in subtle moments. A deep exhale you didn't realize you were holding. A gentle quiet in the mind where the constant planning and fear had resided. That quiet is not empty, it is fertile. It is the space in which clarity can arise. Peace is not passive, it is alive, subtle, expansive. Notice also the peace that grows in surrender. You are no longer battling every turn, trying to force life into your narrow map. You are experiencing the relief of being part of the flow, not at odds with it. And in that peace, insight arrives effortlessly. Solutions you could never have forced appear in moments of ease. The world, once tense and rigid, begins to soften around you. Sometimes the gifts appear in the quiet you did not create. And then there is the unexpected joy, the subtle miracles, the way life opens doors when you stop knocking so hard. The phone call from someone you hadn't thought to reach out to. The opportunity you didn't see coming. The encounter that shifts your perspective. These are the gifts that appear when the mind lets go, when the heart relaxes, when the insistence on control fades. Ask yourself, what could it feel like to experience life this way consistently? To feel the subtle alignment of circumstances, the effortless flow of moments, the gentle unfolding of exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. This is not fantasy. It is the natural rhythm of life, always present but hidden beneath our grip. The flow is here all along, waiting for your release. And here's the quiet, challenging question. Are you brave enough to try it? To loosen the hands, to relax the shoulders, to stop forcing the ride? The first step requires nothing more than a willingness to observe, a willingness to notice, and a willingness to trust, even for a moment. That is all. But even that small moment is enough for life's subtle miracles to begin to appear. By the end of this video, you will see how letting go does not mean losing yourself. You will see how it opens a doorway to freedom, peace, clarity, and joy. You will understand that the miracles you've been waiting for have always been here, waiting for you to stop gripping the wheel. You've glimpsed it already, the truth that life is a bus you don't need to steer. But here's the harder part. Even when you know it intellectually, even when the idea resonates, your mind resists, subtly, almost imperceptibly. A quiet tug in the chest, a thought whispering, what if I'm missing something? A voice repeating, I have to control this. Otherwise, it could all fall apart. Resistance is the doorway, not the wall. This is the invisible weight we carry. It masks itself as prudence, as responsibility, as strength. It tells us we must predict, plan, and manage every turn. And in doing so, it keeps the very miracles we long for just out of reach. What if letting go was safer than holding on? Notice your body as you think about letting go completely. Does your chest tighten? Do your shoulders tense? That tension is not random. It is a message, a signal that you are afraid of the unknown, of trusting the unseen rhythm of life. Yet it is also the doorway, because in that fear lies the opportunity for the deepest expansion. Here's where it becomes an experiment, a gentle challenge. You do not have to leap into recklessness. You do not have to abandon all awareness. But could you, even for a moment, step back? Could you allow life to move without your constant interference? Could you observe the resistance, recognize it, and then just release it enough to notice what emerges? Each small release is a miracle in disguise. The mind may object. It may whisper 1,000 reasons why letting go is unsafe, why you must hold tight. And yet, each of these objections is like a shadow on the road, real only if you chase it. Let them pass. Watch the mind as if you were watching clouds on a sky you don't own. The more you do this, the more you see that control is optional and trust is a choice. And here's the subtle, often overlooked benefit. As resistance softens, clarity begins to emerge. Decisions no longer feel forced. Opportunities appear that you hadn't seen. Relationships shift without manipulation. Situations unfold with a surprising ease. The miracles do not arrive because life is giving them to you. They arrive because your mind is no longer blocking the flow that was always present. Ask yourself now, are you brave enough to try this consistently? Not once, not as an experiment, but as a daily practice of noticing, of stepping back, of softening your grip without losing yourself. The question itself may bring discomfort. That discomfort is the first hint that transformation is possible, that the ride you're on is far more intelligent and benevolent than your fear has ever allowed you to experience. The courage to release is quietly powerful. Life will continue to move. You cannot stop it and you cannot steer it perfectly, But in this tension, in this delicate dance between trust and fear, there's a quiet invitation. The invitation is simple yet profound. Notice your resistance, observe it. And then, if you're willing, let it go just enough to see what life will do when you are no longer trying to control every turn. The courage to do this is not bold in the way the world defines boldness. It is quiet, patient, subtle. And yet it is the same courage that births miracles, that opens doors, that allows the impossible to appear in ways you could never have arranged yourself. And now, with that awareness gently awakened, you can step into the next moment, the space where surrender begins and where the miracles start to appear. You have noticed the resistance, felt the tension, and glimpsed the cost of trying to steer every turn. Now imagine what it would feel like to simply release your hands. Not forever, not recklessly, but for this moment, just enough to see what unfolds, trusting the unknown reveals hidden paths. Are you brave enough to give life a chance to surprise you? To stop trying to drive the bus of your own existence and simply notice where the ride takes you? To trust the unseen, to allow the detours, the unexpected stops, the unplanned encounters, and watch the subtle miracles begin to appear. Even imagining it may make your chest tighten, that is natural. Your mind has been trained to equate control with safety. It whispers all the reasons you cannot let go. But notice the paradox. The tighter you grip, the more the flow is blocked. The softer you become, the more life reveals its intelligence. Surrender is an active, living force. Surrender is not passive. It is not resignation. It is a quiet alignment with reality, a willingness to step back, observe, and participate without forcing. It is the courage to say, I will allow life to guide me, even when I cannot see the full route. In that willingness, the tension in your body eases. The mind begins to rest. The chest opens, breathing deepens. You start to feel the subtle rhythm of life moving with you, not against you. Notice the small openings that arise, a solution that emerges effortlessly, a conversation that flows naturally, an opportunity that lands in your path without effort. These are the miracles, not grand spectacles, but gentle confirmations that the ride is carrying you exactly where you need to be. The flow is already carrying you, always. As you practice this, you begin to see another truth. Control never created these moments. It could not. It only obscured them. What life delivers in its own timing, in its own way, is far richer, far more aligned with your true needs than any map you could draw. The detours, the pauses, the unexpected paths, all are purposeful. All are part of a rhythm that the mind cannot fully comprehend, but the heart can recognize. Here is the final invitation. Lean into the unknown. Sit quietly with it. Watch your thoughts, your fears, your expectations, and then gently let them pass. Open your awareness to the unfolding of life as if you are on a bus whose driver knows the way perfectly. You do not have to understand every turn. You do not have to control the route. You only have to be present, receptive, and willing. The world softens. You feel more alive, more attuned, more expansive. Miracles appear, sometimes small, sometimes profound, not because you arrange them, but because your surrender allows the flow of life to meet you. So the question returns to you. Are you brave enough to ride without gripping the wheel? To trust that the bus is moving you exactly where you need to go? To watch, to feel, to notice, and to receive the subtle miracles that have been waiting all along? Take a moment now, pause, breathe, and notice what emerges when you allow life to flow. If this message resonates, I invite you to like, comment, and share your experience. Tell me what small miracle appeared for you when you let go. How did it feel to release the wheel, even for a moment? Your reflections not only deepen your own awareness, but create a ripple that touches others on the same journey. And if you want to explore this further, check out other videos where we dive into trusting life, releasing control and noticing the subtle miracles waiting in plain sight. Each video builds on the last, guiding you to ride more fully, more freely, more joyfully, one conscious step at a time. The ride is here, the driver is skilled, and the miracles are already on the path, waiting for your courage to simply let go.